All right, here we are at attempt two to go live on a Monday morning. I'm just waiting for Facebook. Yes, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper, and happy Monday to you. My name is Jackie Vandersar Boot, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in both Canada and in Europe. And Monday is time for Cheer Corner. I started Cheer Corner years ago because together we can change the world one card at a time. So while I'm making my card with you, I hope that you also make a card, either at the same time or afterwards, and make sure you send that card out to someone. I already have someone in mind for my card, and because making cards is great, but sending them is even better. If you have a hard time sending your cards, try making two of the same card. Then you have one to keep and one to give away. So let's take a look. I'm going to switch the camera. Here we are. Is it up? Oh no, I thought it was upside down. It is not upside down. So I have in my hands here the mini catalog, and let's just see. I'm having the same. Oh, there we go. I think I figured it out. I'm going to zoom out. You can see the mess. My desk, I'm telling you, I'm sure I say this to you every time that my desk is a mess. But this time I was actually, coming back from my scrapbooking weekend, and then I had kids over a lot and grandkids, so my desk did not get cleaned up. So this is the Holiday Mini, and this is that beautiful paper on the outside is what we're using at our St. Jacob's retreat. There are a few spots available, guys. So if you're intrigued and you want to be a part of it, please let me know. I'll know for sure by the end of today how many spots, because then I'll have all my kits made. Today we are using this beautiful paper, and I want to show it to you slowly. It is part of the Amber Autumn suite, the Autumn Toile suite it's called. So here we start. And it has a beautiful foil paper, but you know what? I'm going to see if I have a piece here on my, oh yeah, look. I embossed it, with the sunflower embossing folder. How gorgeous is this? We have never had an earthen toned metallic paper. So it's kind of between a dark brown and a copper. It's just beautiful. So I'm going to use that today, not with the sunflowers. I'm going to do something else with this piece. I just wanted to see what it would look like. So we're using that paper, and then we're going to use one of the stamp sets, not the autumn trees. The autumn trees is a part of it, and it's beautiful. Take a look. There's the dies, a big tree and a big outline, and then this is another day. Maybe on Wednesday I'll do this. We're stamping through my stash. I just have all the new stuff and no time to use it yet. This is the set that we're using today, but only for the thanks. Make sure if you missed it that you take a look at the video I did on Wednesday coloring the pumpkins. It was gorgeous, if I say so myself. Okay, now let's go to the toile paper. We are going to be using the green and the back side of it, and you guys get to vote which one you like the best. We're going to be using this paper. Isn't it beautiful? And I debated about this side, but not this time. And then we're also going to be using this paper. I cut a strip off of it, and I'll show you in a minute. So it's just really nice. Sometimes when back to school happens, we jump right into Christmas card making. But if you start making Christmas cards in September, you are going to be so sick of them by the end of November. So wait till October to start with your Christmas cards. Do I have 3 of these? Oh, you know what? I think with this paper, there are 3 sheets of each. So that's really nice. So you can make lots of cards that are similar without worrying that you're going to run out of a pretty design. Okay, I think we've covered all the paper, so that's great. See, that's why it's a good thing to go through your stuff so that you know, because we're so used to having 2 of every design. I just assumed that was the case now. So I've already done a little bit of work ahead of time. I've cut a piece of that striped paper. We're going to use this for a banner. And then, take a peek. I used the Stylish Shapes dies to cut a circle. And I purposely made sure that this was on the side. I wanted to have that in my thingamabobber, in my card. And now this is the die that we're going to use, and I wanted to show you a cool tool. This is an old one, okay? This is our die brush from a long time ago. The Take Your Pick tool, mine is in Holland. It has one of these die brush attachments, okay? And then you're just going, and it comes with two of these foamy things. The foam is about, I'd say, 3/4 of an inch thick. And then you just go like this, and you brush over it, and it gets a lot of those little bits out. So let's have a look. See, so the bits just stay behind here and they're all out. I didn't have to do any poking. So there is a current version of this. I used a strip of foil paper that's 4 inches wide. So you can get 3 strips out of a 12-inch piece. I'm just going to carefully put this out of the way. So this is a great die, but when you see it, you're not sure what it does. But it cuts out an opening, and now when you lay it on your paper, make sure you have an even border all around. So now I'm just going to take my paper trimmer and cut. And the purpose of that is that you can then put dimensionals or glue on that little border to hold it all in place. So 5 1/4, then it fits perfectly on your sheet. And you know what? I did lie a little bit. There's a couple pieces, but not many. It really does lessen the work of poking out all the things. I think that looks pretty good. I think that was 3 pieces. That's not bad, considering how many pieces there are. Okay, let's put that out of the way. So we have this piece, we have this piece. We're going to cut this guy to 4 1/8. So just a little bit less than the width of the card. 4 1/8. Here. I've also lost my paper snips, my Stampin'Up paper snips, but it doesn't matter because we're not selling them anymore. We're going to take this and just cut a slit down the middle, and then from the corner to the middle, and that way you get a really nice little banner die. I've only had 1 cup of coffee this morning, guys. I should not have the shakes. There we go. So that is the little banner. Then we have this. And then I used this guy to cut a very vanilla piece. Okay? Now, what do we want to do? I've got a card all finished. I'm going to show it to you for a minute. Here it is. And now I'm going to show you how to make this card. So let's go back to our pattern paper. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to use the green side or the brown side. And I think I've lost my long strip. So I have to cut another one. Well, you know what? I have 3 of every sheet. Oh, I found it. Here it is. But with that much paper, you don't have to worry about running out of your favorite design. And I love that. Let me just go back to Facebook so I can see if there's any comments. Oh, hi, guys. This is wonderful. Hello, Linda, Ali, Lori, Carl, Julie. So nice to see you guys all here. Lovely. So wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece. It was a 4-inch by 12-inch, and I'm just going to cut it at 5 1/2. So this, I'm lying, it's 4 1/4 wide, because I'm going to cover my whole card front. I am not going in the right order now either, so, but maybe you're used to that squirrel doing that. This is a little tip that I found out when I very first started making cards. And maybe you're going to laugh at me because it's really simple and most of you probably know this, but some of you might not. Hello, Alexina. Take your 8 1/2 by 11, put it in your paper trimmer, go to 4 1/4, use the light gray blade to score, turn it, go to 5 1/2, and cut. Now you have 2 cards with 1 score line and 1 cut. When I first was a demonstrator, this is the way I was taught. The card was first cut in half, so I first would cut at 5 1/2, then I would score a 4 1/4. I'd have to do the cutting and scoring twice. So right away, make 2 cards. It's easier, and then you'll have 1 to give away. I've also cut some very vanilla. So to make a mat, you're just taking a 1/4 inch off. So 4 inches by 5 1/4 is your mat. All right, let's get started. So here we have our card. I don't have a bone folder on hand, so I'm going to use my block. Just give it a nice, get that crease nice and solid, and your card won't bounce around on you. Hello, Debbie, who is a stamper too, a cousin in Capel. Oh, isn't that nice, Debbie? Wonderful. What's her name? Maybe I know her. Okay, so we have this piece. And we have this piece. Now I'm going to put the other card beside so you can see the difference. So let's put this one here. Can you see it? And maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. Let's have a look. Let's zoom just a bit. There. Okay, so we have this here, this here. So now you can see that on just the brown, it's maybe too dark. Maybe. Now, if we take this green piece, and then we have this piece. Now, what we also want to do, that's really busy, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna play around a little bit. Since I have 3 pieces of this, I feel better using this. So we're gonna use a couple of different people. If you're in a hurry, guys, then just go away and watch the recording later, and you can then fast forward through the boring bits. So I'm going to 4 1/4 again, cutting at 5 1/2. That covers the whole front of your card. So now we have this light one. We're gonna see how that looks. Let's get that green out of the way. It's really nice to see cards side by side to see which looks better. So now we have this. Okay, see, I do like that. Now I have one more option, and that is, just looking, oh yeah. Oh, I just spilled all my little bits on my desk. This is a brown, like plaid, a little stripy plaid, and that's on the other side of this. So we're gonna cut one more. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. If you're in Europe, you would be doing this at 10.5 centimeters by 14.85. Okay, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, or 10.5 centimeters by 14.85. Okay, so now let's see what that looks like. I have to say that I cased this card from Amy Kunders, and she didn't use the metallic paper, so she used a pecan pie, which is a little bit lighter. So the contrast between the pecan pie and this dark one was better. So I don't like this one as much, but feel free to vote, okay? I'm gonna move that. I think I'm gonna go with this one, so I'm not even listening to your votes. So we're just gonna adhere this one to the card front. Oh, and this is a shame. If I didn't have 3 pieces of this beautiful paper, I would not have used the back side. So having 3 of the same one is pretty wonderful. Here we go. Turn it around. And then just slide it around so that your whole card front is covered. There. Okay? Now this piece, to make it really nice, oh look, I keep finding more pieces that didn't come out. There's just a few. There we go. We're going to turn it around, and I want to use a black dimensional. Did I get it out? I used them before. I'm going to turn around. I have a little bit left. So what I'm going to do is cut this skinny end. I'm just going to cut those little tips off. Here we go. You could use our foam dimensional strips too if you have them. So I'm just taking the backing off, and I might cut this in half, just extend it a little bit. And we're just going to put those here along the side, because this looks really nice when it's popped up. Now, here I'm going to do it again. Maybe we should ask if they make foam dimensional strips in black. That would be nice. There we go. I was going to show you the truck kit. I forget what it's called now, but it is already sold out. I do not know if they're making more, so I don't even really want to show you the cards because you'll be sad that you can't make them. So I am going to make that card in my Fergus class next week, because now you'll have an exclusive card. Okay, I don't have any strips left. Yes, I do. I can go on this side. And yeah, talk to each other, guys. What's your favorite new product out of the new Christmas mini? Which one are you hoping to get? And one more really important little fact. I don't usually tell you not to buy anything, but I'm telling you now to not buy anything in September. Wait till October 1st, because on October 1st, I do not know the details, but I do know that there is going to be an amazing deal on the starter kit. And you can put whatever you want in the starter kit, and there's no strings attached. So you can get the starter kit and not do anything with it. Stampin'Up and myself, we both hope that you will, of course, that you will keep wanting to use your discount and that you will stay as a demonstrator, even if you don't demonstrate a thing. But it's also a great opportunity, if you do love stamping and sharing it with other people, that you could just join my team and have a few classes and make a little extra money and get your own stuff for a permanent discount. It's kind of like a Costco membership, except better. Okay, so that's happening October 1st, and on the 26th, I think that's a Saturday at 4 p.m. or is it a Friday? I don't know. I'll double check that. This is the first time they've ever done it. Let's see. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to stand up. Oh, you know what? This piece is sticking out. You guys have probably seen that already. Jackie, take an extra minute. I'm going to peel this off. I was too quick here. I'm going to cut that off. There. They're going to do an online opportunity event. And what that is, here we go, is they're going to explain about the starter kit and how you do it, why it's a good idea. And I mean, I can do that too, but this you can join with all kinds of other people. You can listen to the explanation. You'll hear all about the good deal ahead of time, which I don't know yet. And then you can decide if it's for you or not. Okay, so now we have our little banner, and it's going to go across, and you'll notice that it extends a little bit on either side, which looks really good. Now I'm just going to put, there's not much to stick to, but I'm just going to put liquid adhesive over the whole thing, and it'll find the spots it needs. But anyway, that's really, like, today's times are tough. You might as well save as much money as you can. Get that starter kit, and then you're on my team. And then you also will benefit from getting free tutorials and free bonus videos as well. There we go. And now we're going to take this and build it. Okay, so we have this. I use the dies to cut a mossy meadow leaf. This is kind of like an oak leaf. And then there's this little guy, kind of a wheat. And then I already stamped the thanks. And the reason for that is I could not find my Cajun. I'm missing a few ink pads. I don't know if I took them to Holland or what happened, but I do have Airbnb guests here, and I don't know, maybe a few ink pads walked. I don't think so. I think I probably took them. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But my Cajun Craze ink pad is not in existence, so I use my Cajun Craze marker. I don't even know if the markers are still available, but this is a really cool tip. So if you don't have all the ink pads, but you do have markers, you can just use the broad tip and go like this. And make sure you have it sideways. And then, let me see if I have a scrap anywhere. You know what, I'll just use the back of this dimensionals. And then you do some healthy huffing, which is this. And then, look. See? So it works great. It works a dream. So we have this, and what I'm going to do is we have another new product, and it is, we have this old olive linen thread and early espresso linen thread. They're beautiful. They come in a bundle. I don't know if they're part of this set, so I'm just going to take a piece of linen thread and I'm going to tie a big loose bow. So I'm probably using about 10 inches, maybe 12. I didn't measure. But it really is lovely. It's a really fine, I think it's even finer than our linen thread right now. I love it. I highly recommend this. My scissors are dull. That's not good. So what I'm going to do, I have a very ancient thing of, look at my glue dots are so old that this has turned, you can't see it in the video, but it's kind of a very vanilla instead of white. So what you should do with your glue dots is always tear off the part so that the last one is just covered. So there's the glue dot. I'm going to take my bow, push it on the glue dot, give it a good hard push, take my pokey tool, this is an old one, and I've got it now, and I'm going to, I want it on this side, and I'm going to go like so. There. See, so now it's sticking out on both sides. Then I'm going to take the leaf, and I want a glue dot on the good side. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to press the good side of the leaf, like so. Pick it up with my pokey tool. You should touch glue dots as little as possible with your fingers because they will stick to your fingers. So use the pokey tool and then just hold this so that you can see how it's going. Press it. There. Now we're going to do the same thing with this guy. Let's see. On the good side, you're going to press it down on the glue dot. There we go. Pick it up with your pokey tool. Whoops. And then layer it in behind. Can you see that? I want it sticking up like that. There we go. So now we have what this looks like. We're going to turn it around and we are going to add some dimensionals. Thank goodness I have a few here. One kind of right here to hold things down a little bit, and one here. And you know what? I'm going to be really generous and I'm going to put another one right there just to hold on to it all. And remove the backings. And then, whoops. These guys get everywhere. They really do. Now I'm laying this here and it's going to extend just a little bit beyond the circle. And that way I can see my pumpkins on this side. Right, we're going to flip this over. Oh, and I almost forgot. Okay. And on the back of this, we're going to use this beautiful open weave trim. Now, I'm just going to go back to Facebook for a minute to see hello, if I should say hello. Oh, Debbie, wow, if you were a demonstrator again, then you should join again. There is room on my team in Holland. So, yeah. And I will help you find new customers. Don't you worry. So we're going to take this and we're going to make a big loose bow, but I don't want to tie it in a bow because that's going to be too thick. So I'm just going to lay it like so. And what I want is for the loops of the bow to extend past the edge of the card. So that's pretty good. This is a little bit, well, it's okay. I can waste a little bit. It's okay. So I'm just going to lay something on it to hold it. I'll put a block here. Now I'm going to take a piece of tear and tape, like so, and I'm going to hold this in place, like so. 1 and 2. There we go. Now I can trim this. Oh, with my terrible scissors. There. And I'm going to trim this. Well, I'll trim this one later. Okay. So now we're also going to pop this up. Lots of dimension on this card. 1, 2, 3. And if you live in the Chatham area, I have exciting news. I have another very talented team member who is going to start teaching classes. Her name is Joanne Neidham. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you some of her cards. They will also be on display at St. Jacob's because the cards that she made just happen to be using the same set that I'm featuring at St. Jacob's. And yeah, she did amazing work. I'm so proud of her. You're going to want to go over to her house and make these cards. Okay, here we go. And that's just going to go like so. And I'm going to go right to the bottom and move this here. And now we can see we can trim this a little bit. Not too much. See, so I didn't waste much there. And now the last thing, we're going to do 2 more things. We are going to add some gems. Now, I, once again, have to eat my words, okay? And that is, I was saying, you know what, I'm not going to buy any more embellishments. I'm going to use what I have. Well, I bought the whole suite. So the suite came with embellishments. And these are called streaky dots. And I'm telling you, I think they are one of the nicest embellishments we've had in a long time. They are such high quality. They are heavy. They almost feel like a real jewel. I can't say enough good about this. I love them so, so much. So I'm going to take a big one here and a little one. And honestly, yeah, these are fantastic. And maybe after I tell them they're gonna sell out. But look, I don't know if you can see how beautiful they are. Seeing it isn't the same as feeling them. They are, yeah. So I'm eating my words. You need these embellishments. I don't care how many you have. You will be so happy. They're a nice neutral. They'll go with everything. Now I did cut some insides, so let's do that for a minute. Here and here, we're going to take the pumpkin stamp. This is a great set. I don't often make fall cards, but I love, love, love this set. So let me see if I can find some early espresso ink. Yes, I have it. I was worried because I still have some of this packed up for my event in Chatham. Okay, so just a tap, 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 and then look to make sure it's covered, and I think so. See, some of my ink pads might have been sitting for a while, so I'm just gonna go like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Beautiful. And we'll just put that in the inside. I don't think I have a blender pen. No. Okay, it's all good. It doesn't have to be that fancy. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna open it up. It's kind of fun when you cover the whole card front, then you get a surprise when you open it and it's dark. Just a little detail, and then that's gonna go in the inside, and isn't that just so pretty? So, oh yeah, I can't forget to show you the cards from Joanne. These cards are also going to be in a reel today, but Joanne needs to make a business page yet. So if you guys have any good ideas for Joanne, and she wants to do a business page for her cards, and other than Joanne's, maybe Crafty Joanne, I don't know. I was thinking a cup of Joe, but a card of Joe, you know, a cup of Joe is coffee, but yeah. So here's the card. I will take a picture. Here they are side by side. I wouldn't mind trying it with pecan pie, but maybe I'll just share Amy's blog post and you can see what she's done. It's just a gorgeous card. It's a beautiful suite. Thanks, Marina. Nice to see you, Debbie. Have a good day. Hello, Dolores. Thank you. You know what? I can't take credit for this card. I did change it up a wee little bit, but this is totally Amy Koonder's. Her style is very similar to mine. And I just thought I had a really busy weekend, which is great. You know, lots of scrapbooking, which was wonderful. And there's going to be more scrapbooking happening in Chatham. So if you're interested in a crop, let me know. I'll point you in the right direction. 2 of my team members are starting to do it regularly. And then I had lots of time with my kids and grandkids this weekend. So God is good, and it's wonderful to be here. And the sun is shining again. The weather has been great. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Don't forget that you can also see this video. I'll be posting it on YouTube, so you can follow me on YouTube as well. I'm everywhere as the Pampered Stamper. So check me out. I'd love to have you on my team. I'd love to have you as a customer. And man, I'm choking up on that. In Europe, you will find me in the demonstrator locator as Jacomina. Jacomina in Dutch. I was named after my paternal grandmother, my Oma on my dad's side. And that's Jacomina. And then my whole name will pop up, Jacomina van der Sarboot. And I'd love to be either your demonstrator or your upline in the Netherlands. I just coached my first team member to earn the incentive trip. So if you are a demonstrator and you've come close, or you've gotten, let's say, halfway with your points, talk to me. I would love to help you. You'd have to join my team, but there's I have a process, and I think it's successful, or it can be. I will be totally honest if I think you have a good chance at it or not. All right. Have a wonderful day, guys. It's been wonderful to be here, and I'm going to get going on my St. Jacob's kits.